Before I begin the first episode of the My First Mystery Knit-Along mini-series, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land in which I have filmed on, the Bidjigal and Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. And I'd like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, as well as extend my respect to any Indigenous or First Nations peoples watching, listening or crafting with us today. This land was never ceded, always was, and always will be Aboriginal land. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Isabella, and today we're going to be preparing for my first mystery knit-along. Today is Sunday, the 2nd of October, and this video is going to be like a vlog style video of me getting ready and preparing for everything's Stephen West Twist and Turns MKAL. This is my first knit-along, first mystery knit-along, first shawl that I've ever knit. And basically this is going to be a little mini series of my first MKAL and all of the little milestones and stages along the way. Today we're going to be heading over to see Mel from 3 Cats Yarn to pick up my yarn for the MKAL. I ordered it online last week, and today we're going to go pick it up. We're going to need 2 skeins, 100 gram skeins of a main colour, 2 skeins of a contrasting colour and a colour pop. Let's go! Hey guys, it's the next day and I'm just about to sit down and film a podcast, and then after I film the podcast I'm going to sit down with you guys using the big camera instead of my phone, and I'm going to show you guys the yarn that I got. I picked up at 3 Cats Yarn with Mel and talk to you a little bit about the tools that I'm going to be using for the MKAL, as well as very exciting my first kind of knit night that I'm going to be doing for this MKAL. Alright, see you soon. Hey vlog. So, I just finished filming the 3rd episode of the Floody Fibre podcast, and on there I give you guys a little sneak peek about the yarn that I'll be using for the Stephen West MKAL. And I'm here now on my nice camera, which is hopefully in focus because I just filmed this and it wasn't in focus, the yarn that I'll be using. Look at this yarny goodness. So, all of these are from 3 Cats Yarn. This is the colour Caramel. All of these are on Mel from 3 Cats Yarn, her Supurb sock 4-ply fingering weight base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, with 425 meters per 100 grams, which is great. This is the colour Caramel. Also hoping this is in focus. Caramel. This will be my main colour, I think. I mean, let's see on Thursday night. Today is Monday the 3rd, which I think I said before. As per now, that's my main colour. This will be my contrast colour. This is called Vintage Tea Set, which is gorgeous, variegated. And this will be my colour pop. This is soft peach. And so there's like tones of all of them in the contrast colour, so both of these. And then it's a bit mauvey, and what I was telling you guys on the podcast was that I was so ready to buy yarn on the 1st of September, regardless of whether I was going to get a kit from Stephen and Penelope or I was going to buy it from somewhere else. I was ready to buy yarn, but I had a lot of anxiety the whole month of September, not knowing what colours to pick because I didn't know what it was going to look like, which, Isabella, obviously you don't know what it's going to look like. It's a mystery knit along. Mystery. However, still had lots of anxiety, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on something that I'm not gonna love, not gonna wear. But then I also thought, these are some really nice colours, but also if I don't like the shawl, my grandma really likes these colours and she'll probably wear it. Yeah, so if I don't like how it turns out, not because of the yarn, just because of the pattern with the yarn and the, like, if I would wear it or not, all of those factors would play into whether I liked the end product. And I think for me this is more about the community, the experience. This is my first knit along, first mystery knit along, first anything really, and I'm really excited just to see how it goes, because I don't know whether I'm gonna like it or whether I would rather do a test knit, which I've never done before, and I'm really excited to step into that. So I'm just here having a go. It's arts and crafts. I'm here to enjoy myself, and so these are the yarns that I've chosen. Lots of yarny goodness, and let's go cake them up. Before the first clue comes out for the Stephen West Twist and Turns Mystery Shawl Knit Along. But you already know that because I've talked a bunch about it already, and that I'm super excited. I've got my yarn all wound up here. I've got my cable needle. I have the tips, the 3.5mm tips are in this project bag here, because I'm determined to finish the sleeves on my Ingrid sweater before tomorrow so that I can use them and I don't have to take them out. Yeah, so I'm just sitting down here. I've got my mug with some coffee and dead set, if I don't have it like super close to me, or if I'm not holding the cup of coffee, it will go cold. And there is about like 4 half cups of coffee sitting in my room right now as I chat to you guys, which I need to take down at some point. I've got my bottle of water, I've got my phone charging, and I've got my Ingrid Sweater up to the mock cable section on the second sleeve, and I've got some knitting podcasts, some knitting videos to watch, and I'm just gonna get stuck into it. I've got the second repeat of this to go before, and 2 sets of decreases before I start on the next eyelet section and the double knitting. I mean the double rib. I keep saying double knitting. The double rib section. So excited to finish that. And then tonight my mum and I are going to watch the new episode of The Handmaid's Tale. And I reckon I'll be able to finish the double rib and possibly almost finish the set of 1x1 rib on that before tomorrow. Yeah. And then I don't know if I don't think I've told you guys. So I'm going to my first ever knit night. Mel from 3 Cats Yarn, where I bought this beautiful all the yarn for the shawl from. She is a Sydney based dyer, and she has a little studio space not too far from my house, probably about 20 minutes, and she's hosting a cast on party for the Stephen West shawl. And so I got my ticket to that, and it starts at 6 o'clock, I think, 6 o'clock, something like that. And I think the Amsterdam time when it comes out, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, is just after that. So I might bring this to finish the 1x1 rib and the bind off if I don't finish today. But today's my day off. I was at uni and work yesterday, so I didn't get too much knitting done before that, or like during yesterday. And all I have to do is put on a couple of loads of laundry and take my half finished cups of coffee down. And so the objective today is just knit the shit out of this. Hopefully get it finished. That way I can focus on the shawl. Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people say that it's quite a lot of knitting, and I don't really know what to expect in terms of, am I going to be knitting on this every day for 30 days straight, or is it something that, like, once the clue comes out, I work on it for a little bit, I finish the clue, and then I've got time to do other things. So I'm not sure. Other apprehensions I have is, I don't know what it's going to look like. And I said this before, obviously no one knows what it's going to look like except Stephen and probably his team. And I don't know, I'm an anxious girly. Like, I feel like I'm hoping that it's going to be really, really fun and I'm going to really enjoy it. That it takes away from the fact that I'm anxious about what it's going to turn out like, because I just want my knitting to be fun, relaxing and enjoyable, and I don't want to be stressed out about it. So I think going on this journey with you guys, I'm going to figure out whether a mystery knit along is something for me, or it's a really good idea that people that don't take their knits so seriously or don't mind spending a lot of time on something that they might not like at the end. But yeah, I'm ready to just get it started, and I think that anticipation is also excitement and anxiety. But let's just see how it goes. Like the amount of knitting wise, because I am desperate to cast on a Semper sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. The pattern just came out. I already bought it, and I shouldn't be buying patterns unless I'm going to cast them on immediately, because then I go, oh yeah, I'll just buy that pattern, and I'll just buy that pattern, and I'll get to them later, and I've got like a library full of patterns that I don't have enough time to knit. And so that's kind of the impulsivity of that I'm kind of dealing with at the moment. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking and start knitting because I've got a lot of stuff to do. I hope you guys have some knitting, or you're already working on some knitting, and that's really enjoyable. This is a hydration reminder. Please take a sip of your beverage. Isn't this just so cute? It's a little belly. I'll leave all the details for this one in the description as well. Yeah, let's get into it. Here you can see I'm now at the Three Cats Yarn studio, and I'm looking in Mel's beautiful space and getting in as much as I can filming wise without filming people that don't want to be filmed, and just have a look at all this gorgeous squishy yarn. Hey guys, so I just got back from the Twists and Turns Stephen West Mystery Knit Along Cast On Party hosted by Mel from Three Cats Yarn, and as you would have seen all the footage, I did the first couple of rows, and the space, the nest, was so beautiful, and Mel did such a lovely job hosting, and I met so many lovely people, and I met my first in the wild person that has seen my podcast, which is really cool. And I guess it's not in the wild because we were at a knitting related event. However, that was really cool. And hi Patricia, if you're watching. Patricia is the beautiful makeup behind Serial Sewist on Instagram and here on YouTube. She makes content about sewing and knitting. She has some awesome podcast episodes that I've definitely been binging. And she's just a really lovely person, so I hope you go check her out. Yeah, I don't think I know yet how to really respond without feeling super awkward. I'm like, oh, hi. So, yeah, I don't know, I had lots of fun, and I get why people do knit nights, because it's really nice to have other people to talk to who are excited about the same things that you're excited about. Yeah, like I said, I just got home. It's 11 o'clock on the 6th. And so I think I'm going to leave this vlog here. I will say that we did have a sneaky look at the end of the video, the Clue 1 video, before we started. And I think by the end of the video, after watching the whole thing, I was still surprised at how it got to the way it got to, because at the end of the video he was just kind of waving it around and I didn't really get a grasp of what it would actually look like, and then seeing it grow row by row as he was doing the instructions, I kind of got a grasp of how it was going to all look together. But I'm really excited about my yarn choices. I was really excited about everyone else's yarn choices. They are really good. And yeah, the next vlog will be me working on Clue 1 throughout the next week. And yeah, we'll see how we go. I think after watching Clue 1, without giving anything away, I am glad I didn't cast on anything this week. I was going to, I felt the urge to. Definitely the impulsivity was getting the better of me. Like, I'm itching to knit the Cargill sweater by Rebecca from the Grey Bear here on YouTube, and a whole bunch of other patterns, and I'm really glad that I practiced some restraint, because I really want to follow along with this. And like, I already felt the community, like I had gotten my I-cord pretty much done. I was just a little bit ahead of the lovely lady that was sitting next to me, and we were kind of like, oh, how many stitches did you get? And like where are you up to on this? And how are you gonna do this bit? And yeah, it was just really nice to be able to talk to someone else about the exact same thing. And like, if I was stuck, she would help me, and then if she was stuck, I could help her. And like, we were all like talking about the different needles that we were going to use. And I didn't do a gauge swatch, so I'm hoping the 3.5 millimeters is going to be okay. There's a couple of people that sized up a needle, up a full millimeter or just up one size, and I'll be interested to see how those look. Yeah, but I didn't do a gauge swatch, so fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Considering I'm only like 2 rows in, I might use my other cake of yarn and quickly do a swatch to make sure, because if I have to rip it back, I'd rather rip it back now and redo the first bit which would take a while, but redo the first bit that I've already done again because I don't want to give anyone like spoilers away. Yeah, look, Kevin the koala is over here. He's like one of those weighted anxiety, calming, weighted plushies. He's so good. His little hands are weighted so he can give you a hug. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that and see how I go. And before that, before we were waiting for the glue to come out, you would have seen heaps of progress on my Ingrid Sweater sleeve. Last night at 9 p.m. I had started the double rib, and then by 9 o'clock this morning, so I did a little bit after 9 o'clock, and then I got up early and did some knitting, and I finished that whole section, and then I was on to the 1 by 1, and I only have a little bit more to go before I do the Italian bind off. But I borrowed the 3.5 millimeter needle tips from the Ingrid Sweater to work on the shawl. Yeah. Oh, also to add, it was so nice because it wasn't just my first mystery knit along, it was 2 other people's first mystery knit along, and me and this other lady, it was both of our first shawls, which was really cool. And yeah, it just made me feel less alone, that it wasn't crazy for me to be doing a Stephen West shawl as my first shawl. Like, there's other people as crazy as me doing it, and everyone, like, we were listening to the clue, and like, you know how he always says, oh, you know, if you miss a stitch, you know, you can just like add one in or take one out, like it doesn't matter, just keep going. Everyone's like, oh my god, we love when he says that. But then we were all like, oh my god, it makes me want to redo it, like I haven't got enough. And like the perfectionist in everyone started to come out. But I was having so much fun, it was great. Yeah, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thank you for preparing for my first mystery knit along. I hope you stay tuned to see how my first week of my first mystery knit along goes. So clue 1 for the first week, that should be coming to you very soon, but stay tuned. Today is only the 6th of October, and yeah, let's see how it goes. It's a mystery. See you later, everyone. Hey everyone, so I know I pretty much closed my preparing for my first MKAL vlog. However, today is now Wednesday the 12th of October, and I haven't filmed really anything this week. And so I'm just gonna sit down, I'm gonna add the 2 weeks together, and just talk to you guys a little bit about what's been happening. Hey guys, just adding a trigger warning for death of a family pet. If this is something that you don't choose to listen to or don't want to trigger yourself, that's totally fine. Just skip ahead and I'll see you in the next section. I'll see you guys. Here. I'm sitting on the floor. Oh, by the way, I just filmed a story for my Instagram. I just bound this off. I'm still attached to all of my yarn. But it's very cozy. And one of our cats is here. Nelly. She is looking outside, but we've got the door closed because it's kind of cold today. And I'll take this off. Yeah, so Thursday you would have seen I went to the cast on party, and it was super fun. I really enjoyed myself, Didn't get too much done on the shawl. However, I made some progress. Yeah, so Friday I went to work pretty much all day, like from 12 till 9:30, and so when I'm not studying I work in hospitality and I bartend, which I just moved venues. I work for a big hospitality company in Australia, and I moved venues a couple of weeks ago, so I'm still kind of like learning the ropes and kind of establishing my role in this new venue. Yeah, so Friday I went to work all day, and then I came home and I knitted a little bit on the shawl, but obviously I'm just adjusting to, sorry, I'm very fidgety, adjusting to knitting something with a complex row repeat that I'm not used to yet. So I was doing the first couple of repeats, which obviously you guys know what it looks like now. I worked a little bit on it on Saturday morning in the car. Me, my mum and my sister were going to an appointment, and there was some knitting time in the car, and so I knit then, and then I went to work Saturday night. I did the close shift, so it was 7 p.m. till 4 a.m. and I came home after 4, and I walked into my bedroom to find that my angelfish Bob, who I've had for 4 years, had just died. Yeah, which was fucking devastating. Yeah, so that was early Sunday morning, but it was kind of like my Saturday because I still hadn't slept, and I was in tears, sobbing, and my mum comes in and she's like, what's going on? Like, pretty much like it's the middle of the night and I'm crying in my room, which this is her calling now. One sec. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so sorry, I was just having a dehydrated mango. Yeah, so Sunday I'd gotten in pretty late, and so I didn't wake up until like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I walked downstairs and making myself some breakfast, and my mum was outside with our dogs, and my dog, who I had had for 8 years, so I got him when I was 14. He's always been my dog. It wasn't really a family dog situation, and we have a family dog, and he, for context, is a sausage dog, a doxy, dachshund, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful little boy. His name is Chip, and he was just sitting in his kennel and he didn't want to come out, and he was unable to move his hind legs. Anyway, I sit down, I get down on his level and I cuddle him, and we're just kind of chatting about what we're going to do. My mum's calling our vet, and our vet is closed, so their next referral we rang, and they were full. It's like Sunday afternoon at this point, and yeah, everywhere's full. We go to this place, this other dog hospital, and they see us and said pretty much there's nothing really we can do except keep him comfortable until tomorrow when somebody else can come in and see him. And that kind of really wasn't an option. He was in a lot of pain and wasn't like himself. Like, normally he is really energetic and yeah, really boisterous and full of life, really jumpy, which isn't great for a sausage dog, but he's super jumpy and really excitable, and he was just dead quiet. And so they were like, well, you can go to SASH, which if you're in Australia, SASH has that emergency animals section on Bondi Vet, and they're in North Ryde. I live more on the southeast side of Sydney, and SASH is in Ryde, so across the bridge, kind of past past the bridge, far enough away that it's a drive for us. So yeah, they tell us he is incontinent, so he's got no control of his bladder or bowels, and so we decided to take him to SASH, and half an hour kind of passes. I'm sitting in the waiting room. My mum and I kind of know what the kind of outcomes are going to be, and yeah, they pull us into a consult room and pretty much say that aside from surgery, there is really no other option, and they suspected that it was IVDD, which is intervertebral disc disease, which is quite common for sausage dogs, and that he had done extremely well to get to 8 and not have any issues. Yeah, and basically they said it was affecting most of his back, so his thoracic and his lumbar spine, and he still was in quite a lot of pain, even on the medication that they had given him, and even with the surgery. So the CT would kind of establish how bad it would be. It was affecting a large area, and so discs kind of work. There's one for each set of vertebra, but there's one on each side. And so what's really common with sausage dogs is that the discs deteriorate or slip and impinge on the spinal cord and paralyze, and in some really extreme cases paralyze their whole body and cuts off functioning to their lungs, and they are unable to survive. And so with the prognosis that we were given, even if we went to surgery, they couldn't guarantee that he would be able to walk again, and that this wouldn't happen to another disc, and that was like, or how many discs were affected, and obviously all of that stuff. And he was in a lot of pain. He was sitting in there, and we just had no real option that was accessible to us. And so we had to put him down, and
wasn't ready for it at all, and I wasn't ready to say goodbye, and I wasn't ready to experience something like that. And our older family dog is he's 12 or 13 now, and so I've never been through having to have your dog get put down, and yeah, it's been the worst experience of my life so far. And the fact that he was mine, and I feel responsible, and also completely devastated, has been really rough for me. And it's like you walk in there with a sick animal and you want to be able to get it fixed and help it, and I walked out of there without my dog. It was so terrible. And to experience that much loss in such a short period of time just really felt unreal. Like, did that actually fucking happen? Like, yeah, so it's been a lot, and like looking through old photos and stuff has been pretty sad, and I'm still in that kind of phase. Like, I can't believe that was the last time I got to pat him or give him a hug. It has been really rough. And so on Monday I did nothing. We, like, emotionally nothing. Completely drained. I'm sharing this with you to let you know what's been happening in my life, and I don't feel like I'm justifying why I haven't been knitting, but I feel like also on the same hand, I feel like, oh, I'm really disappointed that I didn't get to film or knit as much as I wanted to be able to make a standalone vlog, because I was really excited about this. Obviously coming home on Thursday night, after casting it on, I was super excited, and life has just happened, and nobody can fucking control that. That just is what it is, and it just happens, and you gotta keep moving, right? So Tuesday I went to uni, and I had a lecture, and I had a presentation which I had emailed my tutor about, that it was a debate, like public speaking, and I was just like, there is no way I'm gonna have the capacity to be able to do that without completely breaking down. And I had let my group know, and they were all fine. They were really amazing about it, and really kind and supportive for people I hadn't met until this term. And yeah, so I went and I participated as best as I could, and I was meant to go to work, but I asked them for the day off after explaining what had happened, and So I just came home and I just needed comfort knitting, like something that I don't have to think too much about, that if I'm distracting myself with a show, that I can have my hands be moving and kind of relieve a lot of that anxiety that knitting relieves, and that general fidgetiness. Like, I can't really, oh, this is my other cat, Nora. She's climbing. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the anxiety that, and the fidgetiness that I feel like I can't sit still without knitting, that relieves. Yeah, it's just been coming in waves, and today I went and did some exam supervision. So the HSE is like the senior school year 12 end of year final exams that are standardized across New South Wales, and my sister's currently sitting them this year, and so I was going to supervise a different school to her school this morning, and I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys about it, let you know what's been happening. Yeah, and hopefully I will get some more of my mystery knit along completed before Klee 2 comes out tomorrow. I'm hoping that I can get some done today / tonight, where I know I'm going to be behind. That's just where I'm at, but yeah, I'm just gonna continue knitting and creating content for you guys, and be really excited about things that are coming up in my life, and kind of hold that hope. One thing that is really cool is that I unlock community posts on YouTube, which is really cool, which I'm yet to try out, but really cool. Yeah, I'm just enjoying some downtime, taking it easy on myself, and I'm not going to beat myself up about not filming for you guys, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and be all sad on here, but this is not a platform where I want to be overtly happy all the time and be fake if I'm not happy. You know, I'm not going to fake a smile and, you know, be really cheery and super hyped up and ready to talk about knitting and all the rest of it. And that's okay. I want this to be a platform and a place that you can come to and feel joy and enjoy the videos, and if you're having a bad day, you can watch them and feel good and escape the world around you. But I also don't want to feel like this is a place where I can't be honest and share with you guys about what's happening in my life, because it affects the way I am, and if I don't feel like I'm comfortable being in this space and being able to talk to you openly and honestly, then it's not a space that I'm going to want to keep opening up for myself, because I'll feel really restricted. So we're just keeping it real. we're keeping it honest, and if nothing else, we're just gonna keep knitting. So let's see how we go with that.
Hey everyone, so it is Thursday. Clue number 2 came out a few hours ago, and I just thought that I would come check in with you guys to close out this vlog for the preparation week and the week of the first clue, and show you guys my progress. I am behind, but I've made a lot of progress last night and tonight. And I'm just going to continue to be kind to myself, go at my own pace, and if I can catch up, I can catch up, and if I'm a couple of days behind, I'm a couple of days behind. So let's see how I've gone. Alright, so I was in the middle of a row, and I legit just stood here and finished the row so that I can show you guys. I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, almost finished 5 repeats of my contrast color, and I need 18. So I'm on my way there, but by no means finished. And let's unwind this. Excuse the writing on my hand. I think doing these up as you go is such a fun little dopamine kick. You're like, oh yeah, got it done. I'm not going to undo that last one because I'll forget how to redo it. But looks really good, like a drop stitch detail. I think these colors are really nice. And I can't wait to see what we're doing in Clue 2. So thank you again for following along and watching on my journey for my first mystery knit along, and the preparation and all of that good stuff. And I hope to see you in the next one.